Well, whatever time of day it is for you. Morning, afternoon, evening, good night. Hi there, welcome in. My name is Graham Day. This is the man that we call BB. And this is the UK's #1 video game podcast. If we do say so ourselves, it's The Scoop. If you don't know what that noise was, if you are a long time listening to The Scoop, maybe you listen to this on Spotify or wherever, and the intro music's just changed, that's the Christmas intro. It's not quite December yet, but it's close enough. We're less than a month to the day till Christmas, so we've got the Christmas transitions, the Christmas intro, some snow on the screen. The Christmas tree is up already, so we're in the festive spirit. And if you aren't yet, then I don't give a shit. We are. Suck it. Okay, nice. Good morning. How you doing? Anyway, if anyone doesn't know what this is the UK's #1 video game podcast. If we do say so ourselves, this is The Scoop, and we are here to bring you our thoughts and our impressions on the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. But it's not just about our impressions. We want to hear your impressions. So if you are in the chat, please do feel free to get involved and give us your impressions on our impressions. That's kind of how the whole thing works. We are live on twitch.tv/ice cream. So if you are in the chat, please do feel free to get involved, because the live stream is turned into a video and a podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and Amazon Music. Nice. So yeah, please get involved, because the on-demand listeners do not get to give us their input, and you can do that on their behalf. Before we do that, though, just a quick reminder that subscribers get prizes on Ice Cream. Yeah, baby. This Monday coming, I believe. Let me check. That is the first, right? Second. There we go. Nice. So this Monday coming is the first Monday of the month. The Monday, first Monday of December. So we will be giving one of our subscribers a prize. So if you're a sub, whether you subbed yourself, whether you've used Prime, or whether anybody else has gifted you, you can be in a chance of winning a prize. Just make sure you keep your eyes out for that being announced. We do it in the Discord, ! Discord. And if you don't claim it within, I think it's 48 hours, you lose it and it goes to someone else. So if you want to win a prize, TBA, then make sure you keep your eyes up for that. Nice. Final thing before we jump into it, a little bit of housekeeping. If you haven't seen it already, you have just over 1 day left to get involved to win an Astro A50 headset. Bangers. One of these bad boys, skadoosh. This is an Astro A50 Gen 5 Lightspeed wireless headset and base station. Hashtag ad. Provided to us by Logitech G UK. We were paid to do a review video. That's big things, by the way. We got sponsored on a video because everyone got involved and supported the A50 video. So this time it was sponsored. They paid for us to do that. They paid for our time, which is something that is amazing. Not... How can I put it? People take for granted that you get sponsored content on the internet, but that happening is a lot of hard work, not just from people creating the content, but for people supporting that content. So, yeah, we're absolute shills, sellouts, and corporate bribery is a running amok. But no, that happens because you guys have supported so much. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyway, let's jump over to the split screen. Nice. Oh, actually, just before I jump in, I know you won't have seen this because this was from the pre-show, but I just want to shout out once again. Thank you to Mr. Fish for the 10 months and to Gagad for the 42 months primers. Appreciate you both very, very much. Thanking you. Also, shout out to Sulfur Judd. Welcome in the chat. Hi, mate. Yeah, Mr. Bibb. Portable gaming.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Absolutely, Graham. Yeah, there's a lot of different options nowadays. You run it back like 3 or 4 years ago when there wasn't that much in the way of portable handhelds. Like you obviously had things like the iNeo, you had the Nintendo Switch, you had things like the RG350 if you wanted to have emulation on the go and things like that. But the big boom of handhelds is back, and I hope that we end up seeing the return of probably one of the best handhelds there has ever been.
Jump over to the big Bibb screen. So when he talks about the best handhelds, you can't even see it because I'm in the way. Like just there-ish if you're watching. There's a Game Boy. I'm assuming you mean the Game Boy, right? Right?
Oh, I mean, I've got them all here, Graham. I've got the PSV and the PSP. I've got two different Game Boys. I've got a Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP. I've got them all, Graham.
Nice. Okay, that's not actually where the lead was going to be, by the way. It was for this news article written by VGC, Tom Ivan to be specific. A black version of the PlayStation Portal is reportedly coming soon. This comes off the back of a big update, which I'm trying to remember whether we actually covered on the scoop a couple of weeks ago or whether it was missed during last week's. But if not, we'll cover it up in the chat after the article, so sit still. If you are interested in portable gaming, the PlayStation offering is evolving, but we'll start with this bit. Sony will release a new PlayStation Portal colorway, it is claimed. So Sony is gearing up to launch a black version of the PlayStation Portal. The new colorway is coming soon as part of a larger refresh of PlayStation's accessories line, according to highly reliable data miner Bilbo Kun. If anyone doesn't know who Bilbo Kun is, that's the person that has successfully leaked pretty much everything for the last 2 or 3 years. So when they say something, it's usually true. Writing on Dear Labs, they said that the black PlayStation Portal will initially be available in limited quantities, which could lead to similar shortages as those seen when the product originally launched last November. The same source recently claimed that Sony is also preparing to announce black versions of the DualSense Edge controller, Pulse Elite wireless headphones, and Pulse Explore wireless earbuds before Christmas. To date, all of the aforementioned products have only been available in white, excluding the limited edition 30th anniversary PlayStation Portal and DualSense Edge. The PlayStation Portal will reportedly cost the same as the existing one, which in English currency is 19999, so 200 quid. A Helldivers themed PS5 DualSense controller is also coming soon, it's being claimed. Earlier this week, Sony updated the PlayStation's website with a timeline chronicling 30 years of the iconic gaming brand, featuring okay, we're not bothered about that, it's fine. Okay, anniversary. Fine, nice one, PlayStation, capitalizing on your 30th anniversary on December the 3rd, 2024. Nice. 9 years before a proper gaming legend was introduced to the world on that day. After, should I say. Yes. Okay, jump back over here. Bibbs is a bit quiet. I've boosted him. Nice. Thank you for the shout out there, Gagad. So, yes, the gist of it, PlayStation is adding a black PlayStation Portal, some black headphones and some black earbuds, as well as a black controller, all of which were only available in the traditional PlayStation 5 white colorway. That comes on the back of PlayStation updating the software so that PS Portals, if you didn't know, if you had one, you basically could use it to dial into your PS5. You had to have a PS5 to use it, whereas now, if you've got a PS Plus, one of the premium accounts, can't remember the naming convention because it's bullshit. If you've got one of those, then you can play games on the go. It's basically, as we were talking before the show, Baby called it like a Game Pass machine, but PlayStation's equivalent of it. Anyway, a lot there to unpack, but what are your initial thoughts, Mr. Bibb?
Yeah, I mean, this looks absolutely stunning. This is more aligned to what like a PS2 was like, or a PS3, and then obviously the PSP as well, and the PS Vita. That colorway is notorious for the PlayStation branding. Obviously, you have the PlayStation 1 colorway, which is which is so iconic, like the grey controllers. What is it called? It's not Midnight. They brought out the 30th anniversary controllers, didn't they, for the PS5? But I can't remember what the colorway is called for it. But essentially the controller sold out in seconds, obviously, because of how iconic they are. It's
got a very miraculous name. It's called Grey. There you go.
Is that it?
No, it's probably something like Classic Grey or Anniversary Grey or something like that. But yeah, it's a form of grey.
The grey ones. Such an iconic color, especially for the PlayStation branding. But then obviously you move into the PlayStation 2 colorway, which they've used pretty much on every single thing, every single console, barring the PlayStation 5. And they decided to change the console color to white, including obviously the controller, which mine ended up breaking. And I thought, you know what? I want a black controller, so that's my PlayStation 5 controller. You can obviously buy skins for your PlayStation 5 nowadays that changes whatever color you want to put on there. If you want to put a picture on there, whatever. PlayStation have started to bring out different colorways, but I feel like these black ones are probably going to be so much I don't want to say better because there's no difference in terms of tech, but I feel like it's a lot more relatable, so they'll end up selling out faster. Since PlayStation has done the update to the Portal, I have seen a lot more people talking about the Portal. It's a viable option now for people if they want to get into the PlayStation ecosystem. Rather than spending £500 on a brand new console, they could spend 200 and then be able to play all the PlayStation exclusives via the cloud. Especially if you have good internet, you're good to go. Like, there's a lot of videos out now on YouTube that I've been watching where people have had such low latency or no latency at all when they're playing. That again, this is now in the conversation with the likes of the Steam Deck, like the Logitech G Cloud, like the IO Neos, like whatever other handheld that's out. What's the MSI Claw, I think it's called. There's a lot to be able to digest and figure out what it is that you want from your handheld. If you just want something that's so pick up and play PlayStation exclusives, this is probably the best way to be able to do it. If you like your emulation stuff, then the Logitech G Cloud has the ability to be able to do that by putting an SD card in, downloading stuff off the Android store and playing it. If you want the big PC experience, you obviously have your Steam Deck, which you can then turn into a Windows device to do whatever else you want to do with it, aside loading apps. Like, there's so many different pockets in the handheld world now that it's entirely up to you whichever direction you want to go. There's no real limitations as to which way you want to sway. It all comes down to how you want to be able to play and consume your games. And that is probably the best part of the 2024 and where we are with the handheld situation. It's not just, well, you've got this, you can't really do this anymore. You've got an open bracket to be able to do whatever you want with them, which is obviously fantastic from a consumer standpoint.
I'm a big fan of this getting more colours. So I on Tuesday will get back into the handheld gaming market. I've got a Steam Deck coming for my birthday. Nice. My birthday on Tuesday, by the way, just in case you know that. There you go. Nice.
Did you get the dock with it, by the way? Sorry to cut you up.
Yeah, I've got. So I used a dodgy guy. He wasn't a dodgy guy. He was actually a very kosher guy, to be fair. But it sounds dodgy, so I say it's dodgy. So some bloke has like 15 grand's worth of Counter-Strike skins, which means this guy is computer game world rich, real world poor. So doesn't have the money there. So he's gone, do you know what? After 15 years, I think I'm going to sell my skins. So if anybody wants a Steam Deck, I will sell you the Steam Deck at CEX prices, but brand new sealed. It's just, there's a bit of a weight on it in terms of he has to list his items for sale on the Steam Marketplace, then someone buys it, then his money clears, then he buys the product from Steam, which sends it straight to him, and you go pick it up at his house, sealed, he opens it in front of you, job's good and nice. So I basically got a 1 terabyte OLED Steam Deck and a dock for the same price as Levi got his 256 gig Steam Deck standard kind of thing, which is fucking bargain. So
yeah, I bet his head fell off when you told him that.
He did. He was like, no way, fucking. Although he is looking for Steam Deck friend because he's giving me a box to keep it safe in, and he wants to bring his in the office to compare to mine and stuff like that. So
he's like a bomb disposal expert when he came in with that case.
Yeah. So he Anyway, I was all in on some form of Portal, and it nearly was the PS Portal. It was just more the fact that when I was considering the PS Portal, my internet was shit. So there was no way that I could dial in to play games remotely. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had a really bad smash on the commute home. Bibby got stuck in it for like 2 or 3 hours. So I thought, well, I'm not even going to bother setting off. I'm going to stay in the office, finish off some work bits, and then maybe try to do some games and stuff. And I thought, go on, I'll install PS Remote Play on my laptop at work and see if I can dial in. I just had the new internet installed at home. So we've got mega gigabit internet at the office, gigabit internet at home, dialed in, thought I'll just do some squad battles on FIFA. FC should I say, and it was flawless. Playing on I just plugged in one of the Office PS5s into my PS5 controllers into my laptop, played on this console here, flawlessly. I thought, maybe the PS Portal is legit an option for me then. And then when I realised that you can put the PS Remote Play app on a Steam Deck, I was like, wow, okay, I'm going to do that. And then I've got a Steam library that's sat there waiting to be played. I've got the the Mordor games, both of them
Yep.
sat there, never played, as well as a bunch of other stuff. We often get codes as creators, and very often they are Steam codes. So they'll jump into my Steam library, and luckily, once every blue moon, I'll get a chance to play one, because I'm just playing PUBG and nothing else. Yeah. Decided, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get the Steam Deck, so when I'm sat on the couch and stuff, I can play through those games on the Steam library, or I can just remote into my console, and you can use it docked as well. So if we're away and I do want to remote into my console using decent-ish enough internet, I could take a PlayStation controller and sync that up to my Steam Deck and do it that way. And it just seemed like there was more money, but the better option for me was the hardwired local play for when I'm on a plane or something like that. So that's good, because I couldn't do that on a PS Portal, and I couldn't do that on a G Cloud. So it was like, that was the all-round sort of bit for me. So Steam Deck was the one for me, but PlayStation Portal evolving is definitely... It's definitely the step in the right direction. The fact that it's not just, you have to have a PS5 for this, so it's £1,000 console. It's not. Yeah. It's what 500 quid for a PS5, 200 quid for this £700, but we'll call it 1,000 just because it sounds more clickbait. £1,000 handheld device is what it is. Yeah, you do get a console with it and everything else as well, but in that sense, it's cheaper. If you're buying it dodgy like I am, it's the same price as buying a Steam Deck, effectively. So yeah, I went for the Steam Deck, which was the more expensive thing. But I do want a PS Portal still. Even now, seeing it get better and better. And we were talking about in the Discord when they announced that addition of remote play, being able to remote play cloud games as well. You were saying people are selling them for like 120 quid kind of thing near you. No, near me in Manchester, people are idiots. They think it's still out of stock like it was November 2023. Everyone, like, genuinely, people are selling them secondhand for more than you can buy them brand new delivered to your door. If you go to like EE, it's been 189.99 constantly for months. You just go into the E store. It's not, you don't have to be an E subscriber. You could just buy it straight from the store, add it to your basket, boom, send, bosh. But then some numpty is selling a PS Portal for 210 quid. It's like, this is not, no, that's not how it works. That said, when we spoke about it the other day, someone in Huddersfield was selling one for 80 quid, and I was like, I mean, I'm just gonna
worth the drive?
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the wind out of my sails for like shit all over my Steam Deck before it arrives to get this 80 quid thing. I didn't in the end. I mean, I still might pick one up if the prices do drop, and if the black ones come out and the white ones fall in price because it's you know, it's not the new thing anymore. Then that's fine. I might do that and grab it that way. But for now, I'm not bothered. I mean, the fact that this black one's coming out is good for me, because that means the white ones and all the other ones might go cheaper in price and stuff. But the reality is a black one is probably better, because coming back to the Steam Deck conversation, the day that I bought the Steam Deck was the exact same day that they announced that they're doing a white Steam Deck. Fuck me.
What colour is all of your consoles and everything in your office, Graham?
No comment at all, as I grab my white mouse and wave it near my white headset and white keyboard. Yeah, you get the idea. That said, I am open to the idea that I like my setup to be white, but I'm not against my portable setup being black. I do love white tech. I always used to get white iPhones and this, that, and the other. But now my case is black because my phone is black, and my phone is black was because after having a phone in your pocket for 2 years, it gets a bit grubby being white and shit. So I went for black phone, black portable device. So I'm not against having a black Steam Deck. The reality is it's probably the better device for a better color scheme for a portable. So the PS Portal having a black colorway means that it's not just restricting those people that like vibrant devices. If you just want a minimal, clean black device, then it suits you in that sense too. So yeah, no brainer, and good colorway option on top of a very good system upgrade. The only thing they need to fix now then is, and I did some research into this, is the Bluetooth. You have to use the Pulse Buds and the Pulse Elite headset. So I've got a PlayStation Pulse headset that doesn't even work with it, and the reason for that is because it's proprietary hardware. And the reason for that, which I didn't realize, is what's the latency. So your PlayStation Portal is playing things off of your PS5 effectively. So you are dialing into something else, and you're effectively Bluetoothing into one, into Bluetoothing into the other. So you've got Bluetooth to Bluetooth pass through, and that's the reason why it doesn't accept Bluetooth. But Nintendo Switch and shit found ways to unlock Bluetooth. So you kind of, for me, I'd say you put that in and say you might have a bit of latency if you're not using a PlayStation headset, is what it is. Crack on. Give people the option and let them go, yeah, okay, fine. But
because it might actually end up forcing them into buying it then. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there is a split-second one, then they might go, actually, now I've tried it, I know that what they're saying is right, rather than it just being, they just really want you to buy the new stuff. They go, well, we told you so, and then they go, okay, we'll end up buying it anyway.
Yeah. I mean, you can always just plug them in. I get that. There is a 3.5mm aux jack, so you could just plug that in, bomb, straight into your ear. Jobs are good. Or you can get some sort of 3.5mm to aux Bluetooth sort of plug-in thing, which is like a dongle that you plug in and then you can connect your headphones to that and that sort of shit. There is ways around it and so on, but it just, because people don't see it as that way, I didn't. It was only until I was looking at it, I was like, why? Is it just that the scabby bastards for the payers like they are with everything else? No, there is actually a little bit of a reason as why PlayStation do it that way. But once they figure that out, then I think that kind of then starts to box off the main questions. Yes, you need an internet connection for it at all times. That's what sort of device. It's a portal, not a portable. Yeah. But beyond that, then it starts to become, okay, this is a very, very legitimate system now. I can use it with my own setup, I can use it with a cloud setup, and I can use it with all of my other headphone devices and peripherals. And it's only a couple of £100, less than that by the time it comes out, and even less than that if you're picking up secondhand. This is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, PlayStation Portal is evolving, is the way that I described it in the tagline in the stream, the title in the stream. But for the next bit of news, I'm going to take the title off screen. I do have a button for the title. Where is it? No. Split discuss. There we go. Yes, you can tell we do the scoop all the time because I've forgotten where the buttons are. Nice. Next bit of the news, though. Transitions are struggling today. Even Santa was choppy on his little scooter there. Yeah, damn it. Back to VGC, this time for Chris Scullion, and we're talking about Xbox's games on the go. As Xbox says it's still blocked from selling and launching games from its Android app. Google says it isn't. So just for anyone that isn't aware, PlayStation has games that you can play on the go. Xbox is still blocked and shit, basically. So, you know, if you want to know which console is the best, then it's probably PlayStation. it's just objective fact. No, okay, I'm being a dick. Nice. Sarah Bond claims the company is still waiting for a court order to allow it. So let's jump into the article and then we'll circle around if you don't know where this is coming from. Xbox and Google have seemingly provided conflicting takes on whether Xbox is allowed to sell and launch games from its Android app. In October, a US judge issued a permanent injunction ordering Google to open its Android marketplace to competitors. The ruling, which was supposed to come into force this month, means Google will not be allowed to block the distribution of third-party Android app stores through Google Play. At the time, Bond promised that the ruling would mean that starting in November, this is a quote by the way, I'll do it again, quote, starting in November, players will be able to play and purchase Xbox games directly from the Xbox app on Android, end quote. However, in a new thread posted on Blue Sky on Wednesday, Bond claimed that while Xbox is ready to implement these new features, it's currently blocked from doing so. Bond says that because Google requested an emergency stay, essentially pausing the rule to give it time to appeal a ruling that it says, quote, threatens Google Play's ability to provide a safe and trusted user experience, end quote. Xbox can add its promised features until this is lifted. Quote, at Xbox, we want to offer more players more choice on how and where they play, including being able to play and buy games directly from the Xbox app. end quote. Bond wrote on Blue Sky. Quote, I recently shared our ambition to unlock these features first with the Google Play Store on Android devices in the US, while other app stores adapt to meet consumer demand. Due to a temporary administrative stay recently granted by the courts, we are currently unable to launch these features as planned. Our team has the functionality built and ready to go live as soon as the court makes a final decision. We are eager to launch and give more choice and flexibility to players. End quote. However, in a statement given to The Verge, Google appears to challenge Bond's version of events, claiming nothing is stopping Xbox from adding the features it's promised. Quote, Microsoft has always been able to offer their Android users the ability to play and purchase Xbox games directly from their app. They've simply chosen not to, Google spokesperson Dan Jackson claimed. Quote, the court's order and rush to force its implementation threaten Google Play's ability to provide a safe and secure experience. Pause for a second. Ads! Thank you for the 48 months. I'll come back to that, so I'll start that one again. Quote, the court's order and rush to force its implementation threaten Google Play's ability to provide a safe and secure experience. Microsoft, like Epic, are ignoring these very real security concerns. We remain focused on supporting an ecosystem that works for everyone, not just two of the largest game companies. Ads! What the fuck? And 5 gifties.
Legend.
Is this
Legendary.
Is this my birthday present? Thank you, mate. Thank you, mate.
Sorry for the distractions. Yeah, we all are, mate. If you could stop throwing money at us just for a few minutes so we can continue with the news, that would be very great. Thank you very much. God damn. Do you know what's actually pretty cool, though? I am going to jump back into ads and stuff because I've just seen it. I can't ignore it now. Ads Players has just gifted 5 subs. Snowfire91 gets a sub, as does Kieran McAnally, as does The Poison, as does Lake. But within that, Jelly Media gets a gifted sub. Nice! Yeah. And Baby's muted. Nice!
Sorry. I've been coughing like... I know, when we finish this news story, I'm going to go and get some water. I'm coughing all over it, Gaffy, now.
God damn it. Thanks, ads. Appreciate the gifties, Jelly Media. They sound like cool people. Nice. Okay, jumping back into the news. I'll do the last sentence. We remain focused on supporting an ecosystem that works for everyone, not just two of the largest game companies, end quote. October's ruling was the most significant development yet in Epic Games' long-running antitrust lawsuit against Google. Before it was appealed, the ruling stated that from November 1st, for a 3-year period in the US, Google would not be allowed to pay developers to launch apps first or exclusively through the Play Store, be barred from offering manufacturers or carriers incentives to pre-install Google Play or to not pre-install rival stores on new devices, not be able to force app makers to use Google Play billing, not be allowed to require a developer to set a price based on whether Google Play is used, and not be able to restrict developers from pointing users to external payment options outside of the Play Store. Basically, that's a bunch of stuff Google has done. Not exclusively just Google, but Apple or whatever. They force you to use their systems, their payment stores, make their stuff be pre-installed and so on. And it's all about the antitrust and giving everyone else a fair crack. That's what the courts were going for in the Epic versus Apple and all sort of stuff lawsuit, which Google was embroiled in as well. But yes, nobody really knows now. So Xbox says it's blocked from selling and launching games on its app stores, the Android app stores, whereas Google says you're just not doing it. Interessant. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Mr.
It just comes down to bottom line, doesn't it? That's all it comes down to on both things. They don't want to be able to... Xbox want to be able to use every single app that's available to them to be able to sell their products. And Google are saying, well, we're not going to make any money off that. So now you're all right. If they would have come to an agreement and said, okay, well, if you're selling this game for £30 and we're going to take £1 because you're using our services to be able to sell your game, then it's just like shops inside the Trafford Centre, for instance. They have to pay rent to be there to then have premium space to be able to sell their products. And I think that's with the way that Google are looking at it. It's the same way that Apple, the Apple Store was looking at it with the Fortnite stuff. Like, they're using their shop front to be able to make money when not making money themselves. And that's what it comes down to across the board for everything in this world. If you are using a service, unless Xbox have to pay Google or Apple or whoever it is to be able to host their app on that website for a developer fee originally, and then they end up making millions off of that, Google will just be like, what the fuck, man? And same with Apple. And it's the same conversation that me and you had 3 or 4 years ago when the Fortnite Apple lawsuit was taking place. I don't know which side of the fence that I personally sit on this. Genuinely, on both things, because ultimately, if you have to pay a fee to host your app on there, then whatever happens after that is none of your business. Like, the Trafford Centre aren't going to that new shop that has all of the US makeup and stuff like that. It's like the only place in the UK that you can buy it without it being imported. Trafford Centre aren't going, well, they're making an absolute fucking mint in there, we need to start charging them more rent. I don't think it works like that, because they're not going to look at how much they're taking and think we can get more from these guys because they're making so much more. I don't know. I don't have that law background and finance background to be able to understand it to its absolute maximum. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think we could leave you talking about it for a bit longer, because it sounded like you were getting.
I was at war with myself during that. I didn't know if that come across. But yeah, I really don't know what side of the fence I would sit on this, because I don't know what grounds for a lawsuit you would have for something like this. Because if Google say, well, we don't want you to buy anything from it without us getting anything, do Xbox go, well, we're just not going to have our app on your device then?
Yeah.
Like, is that a viable option?
I'm in the Xbox / Epic camp in this one, because that's what benefits the consumer. Don't get me wrong, it benefits Xbox and Epic as well. That's what Epic did it for. They can say they've done it for you all they want, but if that was the case, they would just give every game away for free forever. That's not viable. That's not how business works. So it is good news for you, but it's good news for them. So I'm very much in the Xbox and Epic camp, because it benefits the user as well. That's like collateral damage. Is there a such thing as a collateral benefit then? Because they aren't doing it for you. You are just benefiting because you are caught in their crossfire. But it is what it is. We'll take it. Nice. So Xbox wants to be able to launch their games on other systems. That gives competition. That means that they can use their own payment systems, so aren't being forced to pay 30% out to someone else. And those savings can be passed on, should be passed on, and usually in a competitive environment are passed on to the end user. If you've got choice between 2 or 3 places to buy your games, unless they are price fixing, unless they are price fixing, which is an illegal process, then they are probably going to try and get your sale either via marketing it the best, which makes you want to engage with that brand, which is a good thing for the user because you feel you can relate to it, by having the best service, which is good for the user because you know you can rely on it, or by having the cheapest product, which is good for the user because you save money on it. They have to do one. It's that quality, service, and value sort of approach to it. And if we're in that sort of fair, open market, it benefits the user. If we are stuck where Xbox have to bump up their prices because Android and the Google Store or Apple or whatever are pushing up Epic's prices, or PlayStation, if they wanted to sell them elsewhere, although PlayStation do their own ecosystem shit, so get them in. Then we are left to be exploited. And then you do get into the stuff that we started talking about when you go back 2 years when we're doing the Epic versus Apple stuff. Yeah, but Apple have made that store. They can do what they want with it. Like, if you made a store, if you took your own wage and bought a bunch of bricks and a bunch of mortar, put some electrics in it and built a store, and then started selling stuff, and people liked the stuff that you were selling, that you were made out of your own stuff as well, you were selling things you'd made, you can charge what you want for that. And that's true. You can. That is capitalism. That's what it is. You can take stuff that you've worked on and sell it for more. Jobs are good. But capitalism isn't the perfect system. You get to a point where capitalism, if suddenly your store has become that big, widespread, and influential, it's not just a few bits of bricks and mortar, it's pretty much the only way that people can interact with purchasing anything now. Then that's different. That's not just someone that's grown a very successful business. That's someone that's massively impacting on the stability of society, and that's where governments have the right and should step in my opinion, because if not, you put extreme power in someone that is not invested in the people, but is invested in maximizing their profits. And you get things like you've seen with the Apple and Google stuff, where they just go, no, 30% for us doing nothing is the minimum that we should be asking for. You're not doing that for the people now. You were looking for the people when you were cool and setting things out, but now you just want to maximize the money because you can. So, yeah, I sit firmly on the Xbox and Epic and whatever side of the fence at this moment in this argument because it benefits the end user, and I feel like all that sort of stuff should be regulated. I don't believe mega corporations should be free from governance just because they've been mega successful. Great, nice one. You've got successful to the point that you will never have to work, and your children will never have to work, and your children's children will never have to work, and you will be minted forever. Enjoy that. But now let's figure out a way that we could regulate that so that people aren't just being bent over backwards to satisfy your corporate greed. Mate.
Mate.
But I'm a leftist, so there you go. It is what it is. Okay, so Xbox is trying to get its systems to be a bit more portable. We don't quite know why. Google says they can. Xbox says they can't. That will probably unpin itself. The fact that that has made it into the news means that someone somewhere in PR departments are going to be kicking things back up the chain to get things moving. Like, this isn't looking good for either of us, because at the moment, Xbox looks a bit clueless. If Sarah Bond's saying they can do something, but Google's saying they can't, Sarah Bond looks a bit clueless. That said, if Xbox is saying they want to do something, but Google are stopping them from it, then Google look a little bit scammy, a bit greedy. So it's in both sides' interest to get this fixed so that both people look clued up and doing the right thing for the user. So, yeah. PlayStation bringing you Portal stuff. Xbox potentially bringing you more Android and Google Play access. We'll see how it unfolds. In the chat, Ads, thanks again for the 5 gifties and for the 48-month sub. He says, sorry for the distractions. New job's going well and got my bonus. So I thought I'd share some love.
Yeah, boy.
Let's go.
We don't talk about it, by the way, because we're not very big on trying to make people give us cash. We should be. We should absolutely milk you for every single penny, just like Google and everyone else does, but we don't. But if you did want to, this is the only time we'll mention it in the stream, there is something like 35% off. I think it is 30. It's either 33 or 35%. It's somewhere in that ballpark if you are gifting 5 subs. So if you want to gift someone a bunch of subs for Christmas or something, I think it's only this week, Black Friday week or something. Do it early because you'll save yourself 35%. So Ads just gifted us 5 subs. That's 1/3 cheaper than it would have been if he does it next week or something. So if you are going to give people subs, do it now. Not even just us, any other channel. Try plan it in, get it done early. It's just been payday for most people. Black Friday stuff as well. Job's good. And, you know, you don't have to do it over Christmas when you're all skinned and stuff. Lovely. That Christmas transition is amazing. Oh, we got 3. Do you know, actually, I'll do some transition. If you're listening to this broadcast, you're going to get hit with little bits of audio. But we've got the...
While you're doing that, I'm just going to nip to the toilet.
Yeah, man. So we've got this one. Which is Santa on his ICU scooter. If we go back to this one... We've got the ICU logo. What was the other one? Oh, the other one was... I don't know if it's... There you go. The scoop one. Nice. That's it. Oh, we've lost Bib. We've lost his signal. He must have turned his cam off or something. Bye. So, yes, whilst Bib isn't here, I will use this as an opportunity to jump into the next news article. Actually, do you know what? I need to jump into the next news article before I get there. Fuck all of these transitions. God damn it. Let's try again. Oops, Santa nearly crashed then, quite literally. Next bit of news, if you're interested in Palworld, is one for you. This is written by Eurogamer, Tom Phillips to be exact, and it says, Palworld announces major update. Terraria crossover despite ongoing legal issues. And in true Eurogamer fashion, tagline says, okay, mon. Manta. Anyway, open world pocket monster survival game Palworld will gain a major new update in December that adds its largest new landmass yet. Palworld has also announced the game's first big brand crossover too, a tie-up with hit indie crafting game Terraria. Exactly what this will entail remains to be seen, but artwork posted to social media this week shows characters from the 2 games interacting ahead of the crossover happening at some point in 2025. Before that, December's content update will add a new island to Palworld, the largest harshest, and most mysterious new island yet, according to social media posts by developer Pocket Pair. For scale, the area will be about 6 times more than Sakurajima, the company continued. Palworld is also currently 25% off, presumably in time for Black Friday and before Nintendo's lawsuit risks the game getting shut down. And there's an embedded tweet here from Palworld EN. It says, 2024 isn't finished yet for Palworld, and we have some exciting news about the next update coming very soon. But first, we want to tell you about something happening in 2025. Palworld X Terraria. Sesh! Thank you for the 10 months, babe. I love you, bit. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's like, what are we on now? Like, that's like 97 or 98 subs-ish.
Yeah.
Chill out, mates. Chill out, mates. Appreciate it, Sesh. Thank you very much. Where did we get to? Oh, there we go. Of course, all this is happening while Nintendo readies its legal might to take on Palworld and develop a Pocket Pair over claims the latter has infringed on a number of gameplay patents. These patents include recently... What? Something else is happening. Oh, there he is, catching up the ads! Fuck!
God damn it.
God damn it, man. Every time I read a news article, ad just comes in and just trips it up with 5 more gifties. The interesting thing this time is ads as gifties. The first one is to someone called Cox. Cox Karibski. 001, thank you very much, mate. King Carter's TVs, enjoy. Ashlina, Biggest Nassim, and Korpivazze. Nice. Nailed that, definitely.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, nailed it. Easy. Enjoy the gifted subs, the ad-free view, and if any of you do drop into the chat, please do feel free to say thank you to ads. Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
From ads as free viewing. There you go. Ads as free viewing. There you go. Lovely. Lovely. Nice.
Cheers, ads.
Okay, I won't go through the other bit, but
Yes.
There is a bunch of Nintendo ongoing issues. All that is ongoing despite Palworld announcing a major update. Don't know if you heard it or if you've read this before, Bib, but the new area will be about 6 times larger than Sakurajima, and the game is currently on sale for Black Friday. What are your thoughts about all of that?
Yeah, I mean, I love Palworld. I've not played it for a while, I'm going to say that. I haven't played it for a while, but I love this game. I hate the fact that it just kind of fell off a cliff because every man and his dog was playing this when it first came out, and the streaming numbers were incredible. They must have been over the moon for it, but it just lacked that longevity. Very much like we was talking about earlier in the podcast with the UFL stuff. This didn't have that bite to keep you going. And that's something that Pokemon have found. They've found that magic that keeps you want to keep on going back, whether or not it's a new iteration of the game, new DLC, or the fact that you want to be able to catch all the Pokemon, get all the gym badges, have all your Pokemon up to level 50 or whatever. Like that's the magic that you have with Pokemon. And Palworld, because this was a new IP, they didn't really have that experience to be able to go, okay, well, this is what we need to do.
Just want to point out that it's absolutely not like catching the Pokemon at all. You are definitely just catching pals, which is in no relation. Just wanted to...
If I have a little small ball that you can throw, yeah, no relation whatsoever.
It's a pal sphere. It's not a ball, mate. What are you about?
So yeah, it's they've obviously learned from. I'm not even going to say mistakes. I think they were just a tiny little bit naive, or they just didn't have the experience. Because I think I checked the viewing numbers for this last week, and it was nowhere near. It was nowhere near what it was when it first went live. Which obviously means that it just doesn't have the staying power. People have either played it or experienced it and wanted to move on. While I'm just rabbiting on a little bit, I'm going to check how many people are currently watching it. 160 viewers on Twitch, which is an obvious fall from grace. But the game is solid. They have a really nice foundation with this, and the fact that they are expanding the grounds that they're on, whether or not it's going to have better building materials or being able to have... they might have it now, but it's something that me and you talked about the other day where I needed to be online for you to have access to my world and stuff. Like, we couldn't just have an ICU server, I don't think. That could have been changed now, but we didn't have the opportunity to be able to have an ICU server where our community can just go in and thrive in that world, thrive in that environment. I had to be online if that was the case.
Yeah.
For people to be able to jump into it. And it's just little small quality of life stuff there that could have a large impact on the way that this game is in the future. But yeah, I don't think it's any coincidence that the game is now having quite a significant discount because of the lawsuit that's going to cost them a hell of a lot of money, I think. So yeah, I mean, I hope this game does stick around for a lot longer.
I'm not
than
sure
it's
it will. You know, it might cost them a lot of money, but it also they might get away with it. It depends on how much they go for it. And the other thing as well is if they do go for it and they lose money on this, I can very much see someone like a PlayStation going, okay, now this has been hurt. They're shook. We're going to buy that and do it to the best of our abilities within the letter of the law sort of stuff, because they can make it something that is non-copyrighted but still has the, hey, this is definitely not Pokemon wink wink, but it's Pokemon wink wink, but it's not Pokemon sort of stuff. So, but
it's so weird because Temtem exists and it's the same thing. Apart from throwing a Pokeball or a Palworld sphere, you're throwing like a card. So it's the exact same. The battling mechanics exactly the same. The way that you have to go around and get gym badges exactly the same. Be able to catch these Temtems exactly the same. But they just never seem to have been under the limelight. And is that because it wasn't as big as Palworld?
Yeah, I think it was because it wasn't as big, and it also wasn't. I assume is Temtem a European developed game? Whereas
I think it's Japanese again.
Oh, is it? Okay, I was going to say maybe it's not a Japanese game, but then okay, maybe it is then. But either way, the main thing is it wasn't as big. If you were a gamer nerd into Pokemon, there's still a likelihood you didn't know what Temtem was. I didn't know what Temtem was until you played it in the office, and I was like, "What's this?" And he was like, "This is Temtem." I was like, "All right." I was like, "All right, what is it?" He was like, "It's basically Pokemon." And I watched it. I was like, "Fuck, it is as well."
It literally cap and copy.
But Palworld definitely is different with that crafting and survival element that brings it into a... So Palworld has a lot more going for it than Pokemon does. If Palworld had Charizard and Pikachu and all of the other legacy names that people had 30 years to get to know, game over. Palworld is bringing what people want Nintendo to bring, but Nintendo are reluctant to bring because I assume once they bring it, people have got it and that's it. Happy, I can die happy now. I don't need to play this game again. Maybe it's not that. Maybe they're just not smart enough to realize that that's the kind of stuff that they need to be bringing. That open world, build your own sort of shit stuff. But Palworld was a brand new game from a brand new developer, and you could tell it was rough around the edges. There wasn't the depth and texture. It was like looking at Fortnite day one versus Fortnite now in UE5 sort of thing. It's night and day. But Nintendo needs to stop that, because if they get the time and effort and money that they've had, like they're bringing an update that's bigger than anything they've had before, because they've had 10 months now of massive investment and exposure. They can afford to bring in new teams, new people to upscale the quality of their game. They do that in 10 months. Imagine what they're going to do by the end of next year and where they're going to be by the end of the year after that kind of thing. So Nintendo are like, fuck, we need to do something here. But they realize that they can't go after the characters because they are remotely similar. Because, Charizard's a dragon. Any other game that's got a dragon can go after Charizard there. So they didn't go after that. They went after arbitrary mechanics. Like one of their actual copyright issues was, I believe, I don't know the exact wording, but this is like a paraphrasey sort of thing. Kit Cars, welcome in. There we go. It's instantly in with a thanking for the sub.
Appreciate you, mates.
Nice. Ads once again, thank you for the gifties. Yeah. It's paraphrasing to some extent, but essentially what they were saying was, we want to ban any other company for having someone throw a ball at an animal in a field. Yeah. Literally, it was that vague. Like, it had the field bit. Throw a ball at something in a field. It was the gist of what they were trying to copyright. And imagine that if they get that, not what that stops other people doing, but imagine what that opens the door up for even further suits. We've already had the Nemesis system bullshit from Warner Brothers a few years ago. If Nintendo get that, imagine how many Nintendo suits just start rolling out. Nintendo love a court case. So I think that will just make them go, oh, well, we'll just ban everyone doing anything ever. Get in the bin. So not only do I like Palworld and Pokemon, but I like video games and open opportunities for developers to make experiences for other people that aren't just held back by, yeah, you doing that makes me not have the opportunity to earn as much money myself, bro. Fuck off. Earn the money. If you want the money, earn it. If you don't want someone else to earn it instead. And if they did earn it first, then yeah, sucks to be you. Like, happy days for them kind of thing. Use your opportunities. And that's what Palworld are doing. So don't get me wrong.
Well, Temtem,
oh, sorry.
at this moment in time, is £11 on Steam, but it's actually going to be the free in the collection of free games for December on PlayStation.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So you guys get to experience it. Honestly, like, if you liked Pokemon, just try this. It's a banger of a game. It's an MMO. It's a Pokemon-esque MMO. It's an absolute banger of a game. Playable on your Switch. Your account carries over as well. So if you did get it on Steam, you can play it on your Switch and your PlayStation. Your account moves across all of them.
Cross-progression, lovely.
Yeah, amazing. So I was playing it on Steam and then playing it on my Nintendo Switch. Both the accounts, the same thing. It's class.
Well, that sadly doesn't happen with Palworld because I have Palworld on both. I've got Palworld on Xbox, because it's Game Pass sort of stuff, but also have it on PC, which I've never fired up. So I was thinking, I might do some Palworld on my Steam Deck next week, or starting next week. Whether I actually play it next week or not, we'll see. But big update coming to it. Ooh,
yeah.
Just would be nice for that to then carry over to the Xbox sort of stuff, but. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. You are?
They play through Game Pass on your Steam Deck.
Yeah, exactly. There's that. That's the other thing where the Steam Deck next week is I've got to figure out how. Like, I need someone to show me the way. Like all of the side loading stuff, not only with getting PS Remote Play, but getting GeForce Now and getting everything else as well installed on there. So yeah, including Game Pass. King Carter says, "What's up, bro? We're good, mate. We are just talking about video game news. So we've spoken about the PSP getting a new black colorway. We've spoken about Xbox trying to get games on Google Play Store. We've just spoken about Palworld announcing a massive update despite ongoing lawsuits. But now we're going to talk about something that's just one of those nice feel-good stories that we don't often get in video games. So let's jump over there. It catches me off guard all the time, that little Santa Claus thing. Like hearing something, I look up like, where's this coming from? Because the transitions are either like, and that's it, or just silent. So hearing cling, 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 ho, ho, ho. I was like, what the fuck? But cheers, enemy. Okay, VG247 has this article written by Fran Ruiz. The article says, Gearbox invited a terminally ill fan to play Borderlands 4 ahead of release. Quote, it truly was an amazing experience, and it was just awesome, end quote. A long shot that hits its target is the tagline. So we don't know much about Borderlands 4 yet, other than it's supposed to launch in 2025, which we just know could turn into 2026 if there are late development issues to address. A terminally ill fan wasn't sure that he'll still be around by then, and he reached out to the community and Gearbox in hopes of playing an early build. 37-year-old gamer Caleb McAlpine posted on October the 23rd about his late-stage terminal cancer diagnosis, indicating that he'd be lucky to have, quote, less than 2 years, end quote, in the case that chemotherapy helps, less if the cancer continues to rapidly advance. His only wish? To play Borderlands 4 early, no matter what stage of development it's currently in. He admitted that it was a long shot, but both the community and Gearbox quickly delivered. Via IGN, we've learned his post, which went viral with over 19,000 upvotes on Reddit alone, and eventually reached Gearbox CEO Randy Pitchford, who vowed to make something happen. That was a quote, by the way. Fast forward to November 26th, which was just 3 days ago. Caleb was thanking everyone for the opportunity, also showing some photos. My God, my Sean Connery today is exceptional. Also showing some photos of his trip to Gearbox's HQ. Quote, Caleb is cool, a legit gamer who knows Borderlands inside and out. I'm glad he got a chance to play, and I'm praying he makes to when we are done. Thanks, internet, for signal boosting Caleb's story. End quote. Pitchford added with his own follow-up on X, Twitter. Get rid of the X bit, just on Twitter. No, we'll call it shitter now because that's what it is these days. Anyway, the official Gearbox account also commented on his visit. Quote, "We're deeply thankful to the Borderlands community for rallying around Caleb after he shared his story several weeks ago. His courage, strength, and determination are an inspiration to us all." As part of the aforementioned after visit post, Caleb added what Gearbox had so far, quote, "was amazing," and that he and one friend enjoyed a tour of Gearbox after being flown down in first class. Nice. Of course, they both had to sign an NDA, so the rest of us will be wondering for a while longer whether the studio is going for a more realistic art style teased in the CG trailer or the usual cartoony look. In any case, this is the sort of heartwarming news the Borderlands community needed after the utterly dreadful live-action movie released this summer and flopped, and 2019's decent enough Borderlands 3 failed to... Okay, we'll stop there. We don't need to go about the history. No point sticking the boot into a brand that's just done some good shit. Fuck. Settle down, VG 24/7. God damn. I mean, it's nice, mate, but your games are shit.
Your films? Why fucking bother, mate?
So, yes, Gearbox invited a Terminal fan to play Borderlands 4 ahead of release. What are your thoughts, Mr. Bibb?
Yeah, amazing again. Asim did this a couple of years ago, didn't he, for Midnight Suns?
I was about to say the same thing. I was just going to wait to see if you remembered to mention it afterwards, because it's a very similar thing, but also same parent brand. But yes, continue.
Yeah, so I don't know whether or not he's opened the door for that kind of interaction, because I know it's really shit to say stuff like this, but it's also very good PR for Gearbox at the same time, innit? Because they are doing something phenomenal for somebody whose life may be coming to an end in the next couple of years, and his dying wish essentially is to be able to play whatever version of Borderlands 4 there is currently playable. They've granted him that wish. It works for both parties. Like, he's over the moon because he's been able to get a tour of the place. He's been able to play the game that he loves so much in the limited time that he might end up having left. And then obviously Gearbox look good off of the back of this as well. So it works for both parties, and I'm so glad that this kind of thing is still going on in the world, because I'm going to say it cost them nothing. It's cost them however much it cost him to fly him from wherever to wherever they're going to be going to, which is pocket change for them. But it means the absolute world to him, his family, and his one friend who he brought with him as well. So making memories in whatever time he has left is incredible.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing to say either, by the way. I think it's bad if you're looking for the evil in the situation, which naturally a lot of people do, which is why you mentioned it. But there is good PR in this, and there does need to be something in it for the company. Sometimes that is just the warm feeling to know that you've done the right thing and you've sorted someone out who has been given the worst possible news. So that's nice. That's how people react. But businesses aren't people. So that's the human emotion. But the business emotion is actually, this is good press. And I don't think that's a bad thing, having that, because that good press adds to the bottom line and gives more opportunities like this in the future. So as long as there is that sort of like all-round benefit, then I think it's more naive to ignore that sort of thing exists. But whether it did or didn't happen for that reason or whatever, it did happen. A good thing happened, whether it was for PR reasons or whether they did just wanted to do it for the human element of looking after a person. Let's believe it was the latter purely, and if it was some of the former, then fair enough. It still happened. So it's one of the things that goes to it. But big fan of this. Definitely was 100% Asim Tavia's input this. He definitely 100% made this happen because, he's a friend of the channel, and that's the kind of shit that ICU friends do to the world. God damn. No, I mean, whoever has done this, big fan. I love it. If it's just a community rallying around someone, as the article said, boosting his signal enough for it to get picked up by the people that have the purse strings and can go, do you know what? For the sake of a few grand, because it would have only been a few £100 to ship someone down and ship them back again. But they've probably first classed him down, maybe back in the same day, or put him in a hotel or something like that. There's probably some form of health and safety stuff that they've had to go through with HR, because getting someone that has some terminal illness and bringing them in, getting them to sign waivers that they're traveling on their own steam, and if anything goes wrong, it's not you're paying them to be there and all sorts of shit. Just that bullshit is often enough to make a company go, do you know what, I'm not bothered. not bothered. But if someone cares enough, they'll just go, fuck it, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Boom, come down, play it. Jobs are good. But yeah, always a big fan of this. Like, I can't imagine how shit a situation it would be to be told that. Actually, the shitter situation is to be told you've got 5 minutes, let alone 2 years. So he does have some solitude in the fact that he can get his affairs in order. And everyone instantly assumes that getting your affairs in order is, where's my mortgage payments going? How is my family going to look after or whatever? Sometimes getting your affairs in order can just be the most human element of, I enjoy this. I want to enjoy its entirety as much as possible before I go. And there is absolutely no incentive and reasoning, and nothing can force Gearbox to comply there. And they have done, which is always the best story in the world. The fact that they've done something very human for very human reasons. Nice. Big fan. Like I say, could not be very human. It could be very profitable, but we don't care. That's one of the things that we'll take. As long as good people get good things. Then if other people make money off the back of it, then so whatever. It's a victimless crime. Nice. But your movies and your games are shit. So fuck you guys. Sorry. VG247 took over me there. There's guys can't just allow them to do something good without shitting all over their games and their movies and stuff. Goddamn. Okay. Speaking about something good. !FF in the chat if you are interested in finding out how good Bibby's guitar / microphone skills are. If you're not, then fine, whatever, it's up to you. But for now, though, we'll jump into this story by Morgan Park over at PC Gamer with contributions from Lincoln Capitan and Sarah Richter. It's funny because this changes because it used to just be Morgan Park. Then it was Morgan Park and Lincoln Capital. Now it's just like fucking, it's like the opening credits scene of like Ocean's 11 sort of stuff. It's fucking name and goddamn. But if we scroll down, what is free on the Epic Games Store until December the 5th? From November 28th to December the 5th, you can get Bibby. Oh, no, it's a Brotato. That's what it is. There we go. It's not quite Bibby. You'd say, no, okay, no. Apparently, this is decent, though, to be fair. So I definitely want to remind me after the thingy to get this because I want to get this.
No, not anymore.
Sorry, bro, Tito. Okay, up for offering this week. We didn't rehearse this shit banter, by the way. This is just natural shit banter. Up for the offering this week is Brotato, a roguelike arena shooter a la Vampire Survivors with local co-op and a whole ton of enemies and weaponry. With both auto-firing and manual choices, it's also customizable to your control preference. If you fancy taking on endless hordes of enemies as a sentient potato and juggling 6 weapons and countless items, Brotato is just the vegetable for you.
Nice.
So you've got until 4 p.m.-ish UK time on Thursday to get that redeemed, where it will then be replaced with Bus Simulator 21 Next Stop and Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think I already have that. I think they've given the Skywalker Saga away a few times.
I bought it, the Skywalker Saga, for PS4. It came in like a special edition box with a, I think it was a Finn F2187 or whatever he is from the Flims. But anyway, I got a minifig with it. I never played it once. Didn't put it in my PlayStation. Bought it, 45 quid or whatever it was, full price to jobby, and then just never played it. Imagine that. Imagine Graham getting games and never playing them. Whoa.
Could never be me.
Yeah, goddamn. Exclamation mark, Fast and Furious. What? What happened? Okay, that's it. We're going to wrap things up. Everyone that's in the stream, thank you for sticking around. I appreciate you all for being here. I'll give you a little bit of a reminder of what we've gone over. If you are late in and you do want to skip back either on the stream, on YouTube, or one of the podcast services later on, a black version of the PlayStation Portal is reportedly coming soon. Xbox says it's still blocked from selling and launching games on from its Android app, whilst Google says it isn't, so nobody knows what the fuck's going on there. Hopefully it'll be sorted out soon. Palworld has a major update coming, and a Terraria, there we go, crossover despite ongoing legal issues with Nintendo. Gearbox invited a terminally ill fan to play Borderlands 4 ahead of its release, which is badass. And Brotato is free on the Epic Games Store right now. You said FF. Ah, okay, get you now.
Nice.
But yeah, we are going to wrap things up, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. Stick around for a little bit longer. We'll send you over to one of our friends in a raid. But before that happens, Mr. Bibb, is there anything you'd like to add?
Yes, thank you very much to each and every one of you that have joined us for this episode of The Scoop today. 4 news stories and a free game. Can't really whack that, but if you want to help shape next week's show, there is 2 ways you can do so. First of all, find us on social media. It is at Ice Cream Uploads across all major social media platforms, or alternatively, get involved with our Discord. There is a category in there called The Scoop. All we need from you is URL plus your thoughts and opinions. We will then give you our thoughts and opinions on the very next show, which will be at what time next week again? Mr. Graham Day.
No idea.
10
Who
a.m.
even knows?
Probably 10 a.m.
Ish.
Yeah, 10 a.m. ish on a Friday. That's when we bring you the scoop. Ish. But yeah, should be happening. We will see you then. But like I said, don't know who we're going to raid. We're going to find a friend to pass you over to. Stick around because you will get sprinkles and we can help them with their stream. But from us, have yourself a beautiful Black Friday by all of the things.
Including subs to the channel. Do it now.
Okay, no, we're joking. Have a good one. Till next time. Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.